What's going on? Got another day here. If you can already look at the chart, I mean, it's kind of a chop fest. It was a news-driven day with a lot going on already with the FOMC, the Federal Reserve meeting at 1 o'clock. So everybody's kind of waiting on that. And then there was some other news that came out before, which I'll show you as we go through the chart. To start off, we're starting with our two key items. We have demand right here that was created at the open rip. And then we also have supply that we're looking out for, which is we have a 45-minute zone here from a couple of weeks ago, right here. See, it sold off, rejected once already, so it's already used. And then we also have a 3-hour zone right above it, right here, which was when I believe there was a nuclear plant in Ukraine that was possibly gonna, I don't know, be something like as a bigger explosion or 10 times as big as Chernobyl. So everybody freaked out about that. And so that's when that sold off, and we still have some supply that probably created from there. So looking out for those two main supply zones today. On the demand side, there's really not much, we have one from the low a couple days ago or yesterday overnight. We created a 90-minute demand zone yesterday afternoon off of that big afternoon move. And that's it. We created some structure here, but no technical demand. Just know if we get down to that level, it could bounce because it could be some people stuck in there. But actual demand a little bit below it here at 42.30. All right, also starting with the overnight lows and overnight highs, right? Because we know that will act as some sort of support or resistance. Overnight lows, overnight highs. All right. So basically right off the get-go, we had some pretty solid action, good volume. And I wouldn't say everybody buying, but for the first 20 minutes, first 15, 20 minutes, we had a pretty good move to 43.20, which is a key level right here. This orange level, which I didn't show, is just a key level that I marked because we've been rejected from here a couple times already. 1, 2, so that's kind of the top of the range. And so we pushed up towards that direction. Consolidated a little bit in a downtrend for the next 10 minutes and then ripped up from there. I would like to say that's just an organic move, but I'm pretty sure, well, there definitely was some news that came out at that time regarding the war in Europe, possibly peace talks or something like that. And so buyers bought that up. I saw some crazy bids coming in here. I think it was right at 43.15. Somebody bought like 20 million, I don't know, 1,000 contracts of the futures here, which is the most I've ever seen. So you kind of know something may be going on at that point, and sure enough, look on Twitter right after that, and possibly peace talks in Europe. Consolidated up here as it got closer to this 45-minute supply. And then it turns out that one side of the war said there is no peace talk. Well, there is peace talks, but they didn't really come to an agreement. And so the market kind of sold off a little bit from there. I'm surprised it didn't sell off more, but I guess it really wasn't that big of a deal. And then at that point, everybody's waiting for the meeting at 1 o'clock, and we just straight bounced between anything below 43.20, anything above 43.30, just got rejected. Before the meeting, random sell-off up until 1 o'clock. At this point, yeah, so we did actually bounce that demand right here from the 30-minute that was created at the open. I didn't play it just because at that point I was waiting for the 1 o'clock meeting. Usually there's a big move off of it, so I'd rather just wait off of that and play off of whatever happens. So right at 1 o'clock, it did go, it definitely dumped a little bit. The demand did not work. I guess we had a little bounce here, but after that, it just ripped right through. I was looking for it to touch this 90-minute demand zone right here, but it didn't. They went ahead and kind of bounced right around the overnight lows area. That's the only reason that it, bounced there. We have some low 1 minute sell ball indicating that the selling may be done, and it reversed from there. We did actually create a 30-minute supply zone right here, right off of the sell-off, right after the Fed meeting. And this is the one trade that I did take today. So let me go ahead and put this. All right, so we have pretty good supply there. You can tell sellers are coming in strong. Look, you got a heavy sell candle there. Come back. Another one, almost a double top. It did actually break, make a new high. And then we have a heavier sell ball. Then I saw the low 1 minute buying right here, and I went ahead and took a short position. Just going to risk the top if it does break it. Sure enough, it turns out, I should have realized that, I guess, after this hard fall here, and the buyers still propped it all the way up, that it's a strong move. It kept on making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. I don't think buyers really cared how strong the selling was. They were determined to go ahead and get over this level. And sure enough, they did. So I stopped out right around here. Then at this point, you could ride the trend because it is strong. But from a supply and demand standpoint, there's nothing you can do. You can wait for this to hit, and then if it looks weak, you can short off of it. But it went ahead and just grinded up into the close right here. Just grind it up. I mean, there really was no weakness to short off of. So not the best trading day for supply and demand, which happens every now and then. You have to be patient. I would imagine there was a ton of people who tried to trade all this jazz right here, but I mean, it's impossible to trade, and that's why you wait for your specific zones. If it's not in supply, it's not in demand. Don't even worry about it. Once it gets there, play against it, analyze what's going on, and go from there. Tomorrow is Thursday. I don't think there's really anything news unless there's random news like today, but no Fed meeting or anything like that. So hopefully it should be a little more structured. I'll see you then.